Good. So now let's talk about angle of elevation and depression. To elevate something means what? To lift it upwards. And to depress something is to bring it downwards. So when somebody is depressed, that means his spirit has come down. He cannot eat, he cannot walk, he cannot talk, he cannot sleep, right? The spirit has come down. So somebody is depressed. That's what it means. Now, elevation. To elevate is to bring up. So what it means is that there's always a horizontal bar. So an examiner says something is elevated, a bar is elevated, or angle of elevation. The bar has been lifted, as you can see the arrow. It has been lifted from here to here. Now, the angle or the corner between the original position of the bar and the current position of the bar, an angle is formed there. That's why you see theta there. So that angle that will be mentioned, you put that angle there. If it's not known, you put the variable there as indicated. And the rationale behind it is to end up getting what? A right angle triangle. So you connect the other side, the height, to form a right angle triangle. And normally you ask to define the height of the triangle. That's angle of elevation and depression. Now, depression. When it comes to depression, this is the original bar. The bar drops downwards. And like I said, that one too, the gap or the corner between the original position of the bar and the current position of the bar, an angle is formed there. So that's where you place the angle. Now, we expect a right angle triangle to sit upright like this, not upside down. So always the bar, the new position of the bar becomes the hypotenuse, as you saw in this. So when it comes to the elevation, when it was lifted from here to this side, it becomes the hypotenuse. Then you draw a right angle triangle, connect to form the right angle triangle. Do you understand? So here too, when you come here, watch. It drops here, it becomes hypotenuse. But I want it to sit upright, not upside down. Therefore, you connect a height like this, connect a base to form an angle, a right angle triangle. Then you pull in the angle here. Why? We are applying the property of what? Alternate angles are equal. So this angle is equal to that angle. So if you have watched angle videos, you know why they are equal, right? So you pull it inside. Alternate angles are equal. So the depression, always the angle or the right angle triangle is drawn down because it's depressed down. You draw it down. Remember the current position of the bar is always the hypotenuse. Draw it down. With angle of elevation, when the bar is lifted up, it becomes hypotenuse. Then draw the right angle triangle upwards. So it's very easy to know where to draw it. Take note. Then you continue. Usually, like I said, you ask to find the height. That becomes SOHCAHTOA matter. Because an angle is known, and he may give you, normally he will give you this side or give you that side and ask for the opposite. It's all about SOHCAHTOA. So you apply the SOHCAHTOA principle. Which one is available for me to use to get it? There you go. As you saw, because you see how to apply them. Now, there's one thing the examiner may say. He said, maybe an observer standing 1.5 meters above the ground. That is what he will say. It's a small distance downwards. Normally, it's a small distance. So it's a small distance. So you just label here, let's say 1.5 meters or 2 meters or 1.7 meters. You just write as given to you. So after calculating the height using your SOHCAHTOA principle, then you add that one. So assuming here you calculate and you get 7. 7 plus 1.5 give you what? 8.5 centimeters. That, or meters or kilometers or whatsoever. That will be the total height of the pole. Now, these words you can use a pole, a cliff, a tower, a tree, a stick, anything that is upright, that stands. You can use it to represent the height. Okay, and this one you can say with the base, you can say away from, something away from. If it's away from, then it's horizontal in nature. This one you can talk about a ladder. A ladder leans against a wall. A ladder leans against a cliff. A ladder or a tree leans against or slips. It slips. That means it goes down. That I get me. So the English alone is enough for you to know which one is the height, which one is the base, which one is the hypotenuse. So as you see questions, you see how to resolve them. So let's move on. So looking at this, you can say find cos 120 degrees without using